JT, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, man? Good to see you again. 2 straight nights. I surprised one of our viewers that said they didn't know I watched current WWE, so that was exciting. I'm like, nice little treat for them. I wonder if they thought it was like an April Fool's joke at first, like this guy doesn't talk modern day.
We got a third here. What's up, Keithy?
What's going on, guys? How are you?
Good.
Very happy to be here.
How's the internet in Rhode Island?
The internet is fantastic at Villa, at the Villa here, the Italian Villa, as I called it. It's good. Yeah, wasn't last night a hell of a show? Good Lord.
Yeah, it was really good. We'll see what we got going on here. Oh, what do we get here? Is this accepted for you, Keith?
Oh God, yeah, absolutely. Keith E. What is he? Don't call me. Yeah, Keith E. Don't call me Langston. I mean, he can call me Keith E. Langston anything he wants. Johnny C. What's up, Johnny C? My partner in crime on the multiverse of fabulousness. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Let's give it a few seconds as people truck on in here.
Sure. That sounds good.
But anything big happened today, Keithy?
Anything big today, as in for me? Am I supposed to? Well, let me see.
For you in the world of the WWE.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about me because I was going to say like nothing happened for me. Although I believe my one share of stock that I own in the WWE is going to change soon, so that might be good. Yeah, I looked at that the other day. I was like, oh yeah, I got like the most recent like whatever stock information that you get where they tell you this is what you're at, and I can't wait to go to the next shareholders meeting.
Well, it definitely was big news. Like, I think when Khan went on CNBC and everything the other day, like you kind of knew something was probably coming sooner than later because they're like, oh, it could be soon. And I think dropping it was an interesting timing. I think doing it while the world is literally enveloped by WWE right now between night 1 and 2 is like really strategically well done.
What the world is watching.
I guess you run the risk of taking some eyes or minds off of thinking about Mania. So maybe tomorrow morning could have been better, but I think you want to beat the Open probably tomorrow. Get the news out there
right now. The anticipation's high coming off the big night. Not that tonight shouldn't be a big night also, but you want to come out talking about WrestleMania. You don't want to come out talking about a sale.
Do you think you think anyone from Endeavor will be there tonight and like shown on camera?
Ooh, that's a good question. You think like Dana White?
Perhaps. I can't see why not. But maybe not. Maybe he not ready to show public face after the allegations. But
yeah, I mean that's probably he's the most well known. I think right to lay people around is Dana White. But I guess this is just huge. I can't believe it. I mean, to be honest, I never thought it would ever happen. I really didn't. I figured that even though there was all this talks about sales and everything like that, I just figured, no, this is just going to be one of those things they're going to hold on to it until the old man dies. And then once the old man dies, I really thought it was going to be like a Succession thing. Like, like we were going to be watching the real world version of Succession.
I said, don't spoil. I'm only on season 3. I'm trying to catch up.
No, nothing has happened.
Right. I know the gist.
Real life though, nothing has happened because it's all just real slow, like in real life. Hey, Jenny.
Yeah. So I think the timing again was interesting. I'm with you, Keith. I thought like, is it really going to happen? Are they really going to do it?
Yeah.
Ryan, we were live, a month and a half ago, the night we thought the Saudi thing was happening with that info leak. We were shell shocked, right? Like Vince McMahon came this far just to sell to Saudi Arabia. It was like, we were blown away, right? This feels much more palatable and like a realistic option. I think to me, the only better option would have been like Disney. I think just because they've proven they can run with these types of properties and keep them going. You can WWE themed stuff at the parks. Like, it seemed like that would have been a natural fit, but I think Endeavor to me is like the next best option because you see the way they treat UFC. You see the way they're kind of hands off with stuff too. They pretty much let UFC be UFC even after they purchased in. They seem to respect the library a bit as well, right? They have the UFC stuff up on the UFC archive. Like, so that's out there. So I think all in all, if you're a fan of WWE, and full disclosure, Keith and I are in the same building. Keith, you should probably mute because I can hear myself through your.
Oh, okay, I'll mute.
There we go. He's in the next room over. Watch WrestleMania together. So I think the big piece of it is There we go. That's better. I think the only complaint you could have as a WWE fan is what I've already seen a lot of our friends talk about and across Twitter. Are they suddenly going to start charging for premium live events, right? Like, is that not going to be included in a subscription anymore? Like, to me, I could see it happening. And the fact that Khan proactively kind of brought it up this past week, to me, seemed like he was greasing the skids for fans. Like, yeah, we're open to it, meaning, yeah, it's going to happen in about 6 months or whatever this deal goes through, that this is probably going to become a tier-based model. Now, is everything going to cost $60? I doubt it, but you can see the writing on the wall already because they were already starting to cut down on the number of shows over the last year anyway. Like, they're making them a bigger, more grandiose thing. It's not just, it's another month, another show, another month, here's Judgment Day, right? It's like they're kind of building it to all be stadium shows or different countries. Like, they're really trying to make these must-see events, and they've cut back. We don't have one every month for the most part, I don't think, right? Like, all right, how many are this year? 6 or 7? I don't. Do we even have that many?
Well, this is a third, and then we have Backlash in May, Saudi at the end of May, and then
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam. No, King of the Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, Castle, and then past that is unannounced.
Survivor Series.
Yeah.
All right, so maybe we're talking 8 to 10, but it's not every month we're churning one out, and they're not all like they don't feel as throwaway as they used to.
I think the best way to put what you're saying is it's the end of the B pay-per-view. I think everything's going to be an A or an A minus, pretty much.
Yeah.
Especially and then maybe they'll have. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Did I just get muted? No, I was going to say maybe then what we'll have is we'll have like the more like a Saturday Night's Main Event. Like those will be like showcase events or something like that they'll start having.
Yeah, I think you can kind of look at the model that they had last year, where Roman would at least twice a year defend a title on an off pay-per-view month, like against Matt Riddle in July last year, against Rey Mysterio in June the year before that, just for a few examples. I think we'll start seeing bigger SmackDowns, bigger Raws, especially as, the belts start to, decipher on both brands. We can probably build up to bigger shows on TV. And I think, honestly, the TV network probably likes that too, as their contract comes up too. And they probably want to get this sale done before they start negotiating those big deals that they're going to negotiate at the end of the year that are, again, estimated to be record profits or record gains regardless. So,
and I think ESPN, it comes into play now more so because their relationship with the UFC on ESPN Plus. Like, I mean, I think there's a world where Raw or SmackDown perhaps ends up on ESPN off of either Fox or USA. Maybe we're done with Comcast based on this deal. I don't think UFC has any dealings with Comcast properties. So I think, that could be an end of an era there. We got a comment on the screen from Johnny C. Also said, notice Triple H isn't listed. Now, I wouldn't read into that too much because
top tier.
Yeah, they're not getting to that level of what they're getting into. He's
listed on a few as the lead content creator.
Right. So I wouldn't take this as he's gone, but there is concern, right? Is Triple H, is Vince gonna, Vince is basically above Dana White in this new structure. If you read the thing, right? So he's at that level below Ari, and then you got Nick Khan is basically Dana White for WWE. So what does that level do? Does that level stay out of things and he just kind of oversees everything, or is he going to be hands on?
I think he's going to be out. Well, not out. He'll be in title. He signed a 2-year deal or whatever, but I think that he'll be hands off. I think he's just a figurehead. Hopefully, wishful thinking.
Well, now I have a question. Do you guys, either one of you, know about like the Endeavor streaming platform service that they have?
Yeah, they got a $9.99 deal.
Well, I'm thinking more or less like, okay, I loved the old network model. I thought the network model that they had before they went to Peacock was great. I was really kind of disappointed when you switched over and they switched over to Peacock because I felt like things were just a lot more difficult to find and things were just, and then they started like cramming in commercials and everything like that. And so I know that Endeavor has its own streaming service, but I'm assuming it's got to be seamless, like at least the old one it was, and Peacock and everything like that. But I would imagine that once their contract is up with Xfinity or Comcast, that they're going to just move everything over to that streaming platform, right? That's what I would imagine.
Yeah, and I agree with our buddy Steve Bennett here, saying he thinks it's likely targeted for ESPN Plus. I think it makes sense. Like, you kind of have everything together in one, and with ESPN already there. I mean, with UFC already there, Endeavor's already partnered with them. They have the tier model with the pay-per-views all set up. Like, it just makes the most sense to consolidate. and move everything to the ESPN Plus platform. Keith, I think you're right. Like the WWE Network model was great. I think what you saw though, the lack was the interface and the support system behind it. Like I feel like it crashed more, glitched more. Like, and I think it was just, I know they were using the MLB TV logic, but I think they were running it themselves basically, or out of a house. But it was since they've gone to Peacock, I feel like there's been less of that, and I think it's because it's a much bigger infrastructure that's in place overall.
So
to
play devil advocate to the ESPN Plus model, just looking at Nick Khan, I'm sure he likes to have his fingers in a lot of pockets. If it's Fox, if it's NBCU, now add ESPN. How is he going to leverage himself for future deals if he's has all his fingers in one pocket there of just ESPN Plus? I think the best case scenario for them is to kind of keep what they have going on and just build up those profits in deals that way. I think that's historically what they like.
So maybe that's what they do for regular television. They
Yes.
continue to be on Fox, they continue to be on USA
NBC.
Network or whatever, NBC channels, whatever the case may be. But then, you still offer pay-per-view to people who may not want to purchase ESPN Plus or something, but then you run like the premium live events on ESPN Plus. Maybe you have all the you have all the old content is on ESPN Plus, so people can pay a monthly premium for that, and then they can also then pay for. It's so with the ESPN, I don't have ESPN Plus. It's like the one streaming service I don't have. But on that, if you want to watch like a UFC fight or a boxing or something, you have to pay extra, right? Like you pay your monthly fee, and then it says like, okay, if you want this, you have to add it in, and then it gets charged to like whatever credit card is linked to the
for ESPN for UFC. Yeah, so like you have an ESPN Plus subscription, you have to have it. Then you order it. I think it's like a certain price point after that,
and it just goes on your credit card.
Pay-per-view. Yeah. It's just like anything.
Okay.
And I think what you just had on there for Steve again makes sense, and that's what I thought you were saying, Steve, is that it's not just OTT. It's they want to combine the family because right now they got Fox.
If they can lead it, why would if they could run like if there's something they're thinking bigger, perhaps
it's not up to them anymore, right? So, I mean, it's going to be up to Endeavor. So it's like if you look at their current model,
Endeavor's thinking bigger.
Yeah, if you look at that current model, it's all in house pretty much, right, with one family. So yeah, I could see, I don't know if WWE would be on ABC. Like I think you're more likely seeing it on ESPN or ESPN2 or something, right? Maybe SmackDown there.
ESPN8, the Ocho, nice.
Yeah. that would be maybe
Preemption
Superstars.
City right there though.
Johnny's asking the length of the NBC Universal contract with WWE. I don't know if that means for Raw or for Peacock.
It's a 5-year deal, end of 2020. Well, so it would be over September 2024, and then Peacock, I assume, would stagger that closer than not.
Right.
And then the Fox and the NBCU have the same deal. They were 5-year deals starting in October 2019.
Steve's telling everybody to listen to Khan on the Marshan and Oran podcast. It's media specific, and he talks about basically what you guys are after. So yeah, if anybody's interested in the specifics, having friends that work at NBC Universal, chances are WWE could probably just say, I don't want to be on this anymore, and NBC would probably go, okay.
Yeah, I think they'll package them all together, and again, like. And to Steve's point, like that's what Khan said, but they're not going to be negotiating as much anymore unless it's outsourced to Vince and Khan by Endeavor still, right? I'm sure they'll be at the table, but Endeavor's still going to be the ones leading the charge. So it may be a different approach.
It's probably Khan just under the Endeavor umbrella.
Yeah, for sure. And he's probably already been doing it. I think this is something that's probably been locked and loaded for a while now and strategically announced. I don't think they just reached a deal yesterday, is my guess. Like, I think it's probably been a few weeks to months that they know this is the direction it was going.
But, just to get to our core, good thing, talking 6-7 weeks ago here with the whole Saudi bullshit.
My son brought me this, by the way. He said I have to show the Prime bottle for Logan Paul.
We need a live taste test like my reviews.
He's also
he's
come down as Keith kind of he's come down like 10 times. He told me I got to share his YouTube channels. I
want you to take a sip of the Prime, tell us how it tastes, and then give us a free commercial.
All right. Well, listen, Alex and Luke 2.0 on YouTube. I'm told I got to say that. You got to follow that. Alex and Luke Fun, and Luke and Bros. That's the 3 I'm doing right now.
Johnny's saying, should we subscribe to Meltzer? I would never subscribe to anything Dave Meltzer says. I don't,
I'm a Prime fan. I'm a Prime fan. This is the lemon lime. So
that lemon lime's good. I went 6.3, buddy.
On the lemon lime?
Mm-hmm.
Is that your favorite one?
That's the only one I've ever had.
Oh, well, you can mix it up. Anyway,
Yeah, but Prime is over.
it is.
All right. Speaking of over, what did you think of last night? Was Prime the highlight of that, or what was your?
Well, so let me say this, Ryan. Do you feel like when we left the preview last night, I said to you, when we wrap up night one, are we going to sit here and say, you know, if tomorrow night delivers, it's an all-time. I think I said top 10, but I think here we are, 24 hours later to the minute, top 5, top 3.
3 upside. You know, if that I don't know. It could be a historical night.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's, you know, just before we jump off the sale, I don't know if the sale would be in the way of their booking, let's say that way, or maybe help.
They knew again. They didn't know about the sale.
Decisions.
Yeah, but they knew about the sale before yesterday. It's not like they learned about it today.
They try to tie it in with a bow on top of it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. It wouldn't shock me if they announced something here, but yeah, I mean, I think overall it's got the potential. I think there's 3 things that really have to happen. I think, whatever, Steve. I'm already putting it above WrestleMania 3.
I was just gonna say, we're gonna leave that out. I wanted Steve. I need to know, Steve. Leave in the comments. Are you watching WrestleMania 3 tonight, or are you watching WrestleMania 39?
He's watching WrestleMania 5. He sent me a screenshot earlier. That's what he's watching.
Buddy, get out of the fucking 80s, all right?
This is, I think it's the potential to be there. I think we need the Gunther match to really deliver.
That could be match of the night,
right?
Or
that's
going to
deliver. We need Cody Roman to deliver. Big moment there.
Hell in a Cell is kind of the swing, honestly. If it's god awful like 32, it's going to hurt the show. If it's, I don't think it has 28 upside, but if it's just completely passable and non-consequential and positive, you know, we're looking to rock and roll here. You know,
thanks, Scott. Sweet shirt, I'm told. Keithy's got a great shirt on too. Let's see it. Yes. All right. Mr. Campbell says the Gunther match is going to be a 4. Got to be a 4 to make this.
That's I think that's match of the night. That's match of the night for me.
It's slotted 3rd on the card. It's right after the showcase. I think it's prime.
Our expectations too high though. Sometimes those matches struggle. No, these guys are too good.
Not with Gunther, not with Sheamus, not with Drew. Yeah, they're gonna. That's presented. Knowing the order, it's presented to deliver. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But should we rock and roll into the night in order? What do you think?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So first we got coming at you is Omos and Lashley. Excuse me, Omos and Lesnar.
Yeah, Lesnar. I was wondering whose accent would be stronger to start this, Keith or yours, but
I think Lashley makes a run in. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes. Yeah. Nope. You stole my prediction.
Oh, really?
I don't think he's gonna make a run in. I think this is my prediction. I don't know. I'm not as in on the news as Ryan is, but I don't know if Omos is planned for a push or not. My prediction is Brock squashes him in like a minute, like German, and we're at like get the impressive German throw, and he's done. And then I think he is going to shuffle off. Out comes Bobby Lashley, and then we get the Brock Lashley match that has been kind of built anyway towards. So I think then we get that. After the Bray stuff fell apart, I think it was likely that we were going to get something else better for Lashley who deserves it. So I think squashing Omos and Lashley coming out and challenging Brock, and we get that match.
Do you think here's what I would see happening is because I think it's a given that he beats Omos in like 5 seconds. And then he picks up the mic, and it's kind of a play on when he walked back after beating Roman Reigns and like threw the belt at Vince and kind of just like walked off. Like he picks up a microphone and he just starts like cutting a promo on having to waste his time on this guy and blah, 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 blah. And then you hear the dun, 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 and then all of a sudden Bobby Lashley comes out with the trophy in his hand, like holding it up, pumping it to the crowd. And then the crowd goes bonkers. And that's what you get.
Yeah. And if they don't want to, destroy Omos, they could make it a little bit more of a match. And then Lashley comes out and they kind of reboot the Hurt Business, at the tie-ins on MVP, like that's on the table. But I think we start that only opens for a reason. And it's not because it's going to be a 7-minute match. It's going to be Brock wrecking this guy. And to Keith's point, give me someone else. And then Lashley comes out because Lashley's going to be doing something. They push him too much. He's too good not to earn a slot on the show.
And you got to stagger that with potential other surprises. We got one we didn't even anticipate last night of being Pat McAfee. So
yeah,
you got to think we got the LA night of it all and whatever. later in the show. All right, is this and one last thing? Is this Bennett's prediction on the Gunther match, or is this what WrestleMania?
It's his prediction on this is going to be a top 5 Mania, I think, or maybe he's just is watching WrestleMania 5. I think was the confirmation there. But
the world ended in 1989. I like it. I kind of respect the gimmick though.
It's still more than that. I think he usually goes more to like 96.
96. All right, I love
98,
it.
maybe 98.
All right.
So, do you know you do realize that they had like matches after 1998, right? I'm just making sure.
Nah, he's rocking and rolling.
I know, Steve. Take it easy. Go watch another Buffalo. What are they? Buffalo Blue Angels. What's the hockey team up there?
Sabres. Even I know that. All right, and the next match we got here is the women's showcase, Keithy. You think there's any chance it's half as good as that excellent men's showcase last night?
Half as good? Absolutely. Do I think that it has a chance to be as good? Probably not, only because you look at the star power in the match and it's not all there. I feel like every team has at least one star and then has somebody that's kind of like, okay. And for the Natalya and Shotzi, I think that Shotzi is the star. But I think that you could have that. It's gonna definitely exceed expectations, I think. And who booked the match, the showcase match yesterday? Because we had the list of the agents, and it wasn't Michael Hayes. Michael Hayes did the main event. But I mean, whoever booked it was
Petey Williams. Petey Williams did
Petey
it.
Williams did. Okay, so if Petey Williams is booking it again, I think it's going to be very good. I think it's not going to be as good, but I think that I didn't say Chelsea's a star versus Jenny saying Chelsea's a star. Excuse me, Chelsea. Okay. And yeah, Chelsea's the star. Sonya Deville's not. What are you arguing with me on this, Jenny? But yeah.
Is there any chance we get some nonsense after this? Is like this one of the surprise bullshits? But
no.
We get Shayna and Ronda in the win here, and then they do an open challenge, or not an open challenge. They challenge Becky, and then Becky and
Lita come out.
They can't resist because Becky is the man, and like yada yada yada.
It depends how much they want to keep cramming in. Like we're already pretty crammed in with stuff. Plus, we get the Hall of Fame thing to come later. We got potentially something with the sale, probably not. If they do Lashley, like I don't know if every match can have something. Like, can we add a Brock Lashley segment and a women's tag title match segment? I think it's more likely that. Poor Keith's getting harassed by my son. I think it's more likely that.
That's all right. It's all good. I get harassed by everybody's children. He's gonna start hitting me like he's taking a hit out on me.
I think it's more likely that Ronda and Shayna get a match tomorrow night and win the tag titles.
That makes more sense.
I don't think Lita can handle another match tonight. I'll be honest.
I know that too.
She's still sucking oxygen from beforehand.
Then we're gonna have the big boy match. We have the triple threat IC match: Gunther, Drew, and Sheamus. We chatted about this one earlier. What is
this? Meaty men slapping meat?
I think this is can't miss. I think Triple H has a track record of showing especially from last night, that he knows how to pace things and he knows when to deliver things. And I think this is in a spot to deliver for the weekend. It could be match of the weekend. Chad says, if it only needs to be 4, I think it could easily be 4.
Match of the weekend, huh?
I think its floor is 3.5. I think that 4 is very doable.
I think this is the match of the night, in my opinion. I don't know if it's match of the weekend. I don't know. That friggin' main event from last night is to me is the match of the weekend, honestly. But if not, honestly, I think that men's showcase match was just that friggin' shooting star press that Ricochet did was just unbelievable. I mean, we watched that and we all went, "Oh my god!" Like, it was amazing to see. So, but no, I think this is the match. This is big meaty men slapping meat. I think that I think Gunther retains. I think 2 of the 3 champions retain tonight. That's my Nostradamus pick for the night.
Well, it depends. If the rumors of Drew leaving are legit, it's like, he's, or at least at an impasse, right? I mean,
which side? Real quick, while we mentioned that, which side do you think leaked that? The WWE side or his side? Which one's looking for the leverage here?
I mean, he's a guy that's got a spot, or a chance to go to an AEW or whatever else and be a star. Like, he's there. So,
with Callum here, I think it has a chance to be.
I don't think he's winning either way. I don't think Drew's winning either way.
I think
like
I said, like I said in the preview for this, if they wanted to strap a rocket to him as a heel, fuck his buddy Sheamus here and steal a pin or something,
Yeah.
and then just this could be a real impactful heel run started here on WrestleMania. So
I
I
think
would
he's
be-
probably
I
more
wouldn't-
likely than Sheamus to win. I'd say Drew second most after Gunther.
Wow, you guys are wow. See now, who eats the pin? Does Sheamus
I
eat
don't-
the pin,
Gunther
or
can't eat
does you know what?
Gunther can't eat the pin here. If
No,
they're
no,
getting-
no, 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 no,
if
no,
this is
no.
a vehicle to get the belt off him, for him to go on to grandier things, which probably should be.
Yeah. I don't
It's
think
either,
yet.
it's going to be either or.
I don't think yet. I think that you have because if well, we'll talk about this later, but I don't think you take it off of him yet. I think you keep it on him. I think he pins Sheamus. I think Sheamus can. I'll tell you right now, if Drew McIntyre eats the pin, he's out the door. That's what I think.
Well, you pin Sheamus. That's a third time he's toast in this potential Gunther feud. But anyways, this is my match of the weekend. We'll see what about you guys here. I think Chad. I think he gets over your floor of 4. All right, the next match here is going to be, as I draw a blank, night 2 is. Oh, we're getting Bianca and Asuka. No wonder why I drew a blank. Probably the least anticipated match left is definitely.
I keep forgetting about it, and it sucks because I think it could be really freaking great between the two of them. You think Muda's getting involved at all or no? I saw that one floated out there.
They showed it on SmackDown of someone getting misted, from Muda. I think it'd be a nice touch. It's a hell of a rub for Asuka. And I think it's a cute way of kind of putting her over in a loss. I think they get cold feet on going with Asuka. I think they just keep trucking with that Belair train. I think this is an inconsequential win for Belair, and they just keep trucking, and then this was whatever.
Yeah, I think Bianca winning is the likely path, even though I think heel Asuka would be a cool champion, but you could have her chase for another month and have it be fine.
Yeah,
that sounds.
Our buddy Andy
like,
says this rumor is Kairi Sane may show up, which would be awesome. Go ahead, Keith.
that sounds like the perfect matchup to headline the women's match for whatever the Backlash pay-per-view is going to be. Is another matchup between Bianca Belair and Asuka. That's what I think.
It's just unfortunate that we're kind of just like whatever on this match. It could surprise us because the bar is set so low here. And then next on the rundown, we actually have the Hall of Fame class. So perhaps Chad is right by saying no Muda here, as he's
right
on the rundown to coming out right after this. So maybe I'm going to backpedal on that one a little bit here. But maybe we get any more extra heat for Dom here. Anything good, or we just kind of
come out with mommy?
Come out with
mommy
something here. Add a little something cute for Dom. Get his heat back here in the ceremony or something afterward.
He should come out and pull off Ray's mask. That's what he should do.
Speaking of all, that Muda mask was a great idea. It's just the optics of it was kind of distracting. Let's just say.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's a little wild, Chad. I don't think the story's here, and I don't think the story's here to have that live up on paper, sure, but I don't think they have the story here for the crowd to get invested enough to care about.
Yeah, but sometimes when those expectations are low, is that there's a chance to maybe over deliver. Like this while I think there's like a sneaky chance that Chad could be right. There's a sneaky chance where that could actually be match of the night because the expectations on the Gunther match are so high that even if it's really good, it could suffer the chance to really over deliver. Whereas the Asuka match, the expectations are so low that maybe they over deliver on what everyone expects and feels better about it.
Yeah, I ain't buying it.
I feel like every match has the potential to over deliver tonight, just to match. I mean, when you looked at both cards, I'll be honest, going into yesterday, I was not overwhelmed. I was whelmed. Let's just put it that way. And hey, what's up? And I think
he's going to you because he knows that I would lose it if he was over here. So he's trying to buddy you up.
It's cool. That's all right. But I would think that you want to see this? How about this? Now you can only hear me. Now you can't see me. But I think that you have opportunities for every match to over deliver tonight. And the only one that's going to be a disappointment, I think, is probably the Hell in the Cell.
Yeah.
I guess
we're on that next.
I'm actually with Trent here. The pacing of it all, but Rocco's sticking up for his girls, so of course. But I just think the chances are so small that I'd be really, really shocked.
Yeah.
But next to the Hell in a Cell, this is the one that I'm low key worried about. Right before Roman, right after. I don't know, but if you look at Triple H last night, pacing the two best matches back to back at the end, that gives you hope here. But I don't know if I trust Edge. It just feels like it might get too wonky.
And they're going to get a lot of time. They're going to get like a 30-minute
not
slot.
In his favor. This has
what they really have to avoid is the WrestleMania 32, the Shade Taker.
Yeah. This has WrestleMania 32 combined with WrestleMania 36 vibes for Edge, where they just go super too long. They build up to one spot, and it's just like we could have got there fucking half the time ago. But
it'd be better if we just get the full on Judgment Day, LWO, wild fuckfest kind of thing, right? Where they're all out there brawling. Like, give me that, and I think maybe that could help notch it up. There's also the rumors that Gangrel's in the house to do the Edge entrance, which would be awesome.
That was my next question to you. I believe we're gonna get Hell in a Cell here, but do you think that we get Gangrel, which is rumored? And I go yes, but do you think that they go crazy here and we get Christian? I don't know if he's out or whatnot.
Is he done? Yeah. What's his deal with AEW? I feel like he hasn't really been as featured.
Of course, that's one of those crazy deep rumors, but pretty cool moment. I could see them trying to go to bat to get that happen. I just wish it was kept under wraps. That'd be a real cool secret.
I know. Well, yeah. I was surprised. I thought they'd have Gangrel at SummerSlam when they did the old Brood entrance. There was rumors that he was going to be there, and he wasn't. So
it was, and then it got nicked or something. So then they brought him the Doc or Dark. Sorry, Doc. I don't want to get all
in the Doc.
In the Doc.
It comes out to be in the dark.
Yeah. And I agree with Chad's sentiment here. I know you just showed.
This is why I don't do these shows at like 7:00 at night, Ryan. You've hounded me, and this is why I don't do them. You can see this disaster.
This is all right. It's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it. I love children.
Well, you could take one home.
I would have locked him in the closet a long time.
This is why I had none. I love children. I think that there's. Oh man, I feel like this has a chance to be. Bailey trying to put together the kendo stick, the extra long kendo stick, and that Hell in a Cell match, like terrible. Like I could just see Edge fumbling around with some goofy plot to try to like do something silly, and then all of a sudden it's just like a total calamity. That's what I could see happening.
I think less is more is here. Less. We're going with less. We'll add more here, I think.
Well, Johnny's got a point here too. Are we going to get the demon? We haven't really had the demon, right?
We are. I'm pretty sure we are.
Yeah.
And the last time he had a convulsion or something on the floor. So who knows what kind of state of mind he's in. We got live from the stadium here. Night 2, James Grunberg.
There's my Grun. There's my Groonlicious. Hey, Groony, how are things down in Los Angeles?
He's alive at this point of the weekend, which is a surprise to me. We'll see if he makes it home.
For babysitting him.
Yeah, that's a task in its own right.
All right, and
yeah, there you go.
I know if I had a character that never lost, that would. Yeah, so there's a lot of ingredients here for the Hell in the Cell to kind of be a little bit disappointing. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was decent.
But that's the pivot point match, like you said, Ryan. Like I think that and Bianca are the two that if either of those hits a level they can hit, now we're talking all-time show. I think if one of those, if they both kind of underperform, we may be talking more like the last couple of years where it's like a really good show, but more of a back end, perhaps like 12 to 15 Mania or something like that, right? Or whereas I think it has, if both of those deliver, we may be talking top 3 or higher.
And then we got a buffer here, like last night. I believe that there probably will and should do something here. Something probably a little bit more better than we got with McAfee last night. I think maybe this is perhaps where we get LA Knight. Who knows what we get him doing? I don't want to set my expectations so high here where we get a what kind of combo here, but that's the ceiling for this one too, to have like a real fun segment with Austin. But
that'd be good.
I'd be shocked if there's no Austin and no Rock at this main. I feel like one of them is going to be there. So I think we have a good chance to see him. Yeah.
Here we go. See, all I had to do was mention a little LA Knight, and they all come out. The guy is over.
Yeah, he is. And that's the spot for it, like you said, because coming off the Cell, they may want to do this poor guy. They may want to do something. Do something there to really like just chill the crowd if there's a big spot or something like that.
And you should have seen Chad at the Rumble when LA Knight came out. He just busted out a big old and he wouldn't shut the fuck up. But anyways, that brings us to the main event, Keithy. This is where I would be if I'm in Triple H's spot, getting extremely cold feet to go with the American Nightmare.
Yeah.
I think it would be received well, but I think it could be a low-key nightmare, no pun intended.
My opinion is this, and it's been this since before the Rumble, when it was rumored that it was going to be Cody. Okay, Cody Rhodes has never been a main eventer. Cody Rhodes he didn't even book himself to be in the main event when he was booking AEW. And I got nothing wrong with Cody Rhodes. I really don't. Clearly, I'm wearing a shirt emblazing his father's image, but I just can't see. They're at a loss now if they don't let Cody go over, because you literally booked yourself into a ridiculous corner with Roman Reigns, where now he has beaten everybody. And unless you're going to do something crazy insane, like I don't even know, like I can't think that they're gonna have Braun Breaker be the guy to come up and take him out. I just can't, because I mean he's way too new if he comes out on Monday. So I think the best that you're gonna get is, I think you're gonna get Cody's gonna go over, and it'll be a good match. It'll be a good finish. I think that Roman Reigns brings the heat when he needs to. So I think this will be a good main event.
Oh, I think the match will deliver. I think either way, it's gonna. I'm curious how people are going to react.
Cody's winning. I think last night solidified that. We talked about that too, Ryan. Right? We talked about would the Usos winning signal a Roman win, or would a Sami and KO win signal a Rhodes win? I think Cody wins. You open tomorrow night with the three of them doing something against the Bloodline. Maybe we have a six man in Puerto Rico if Roman's going to work that show, right? So I think he's just going to win. To Keith's point, who's left if you're not going to do it here on this stage? Maybe they didn't know that, but the way Cody got over after the Rumble and how over he's been, you just got to do it.
He's delivered. It's just
that
you get cold enough feet to actually go with it. Here's the thing: if Gunther loses too earlier, that's kind of a telltale of maybe perhaps Cody winning also, where they had that nice run in the Rumble. Gunther could be an early opponent for him, but if they go against Gunther, he's low key gonna get turned on. Motherfuckers be wanting Gunther.
It's funny because Callum's saying that clearly answers to give the belt back to Drew. Yes, I think that Drew's world title run was totally, it sucked because of COVID, and I think that it really hurts because the guy was so over at the Rumble. It was so magical when he won the Rumble. It was just amazing, and I was really hoping that was going to be the case. I wouldn't be totally against having Roman win again, just because I know there's like this obsession with him getting to 1,000 days, but like having him win and then having him drop the title to Drew, and then having maybe Cody kind of build himself back up or whatever. You can have
Drew, in England at Money in the Bank.
Maybe. I mean, that wouldn't be bad. I mean, you could have Drew as a transitional champion and even have him turn heel. Like maybe have.
It's not the same. I think you just got to go Cody. I mean,
I know. It's too big. I mean, there's the overall story of like. Well, there's the overall story with like the destruction of the bloodline and stuff like that. I mean, that's kind of a bigger thing. I don't like the idea of having Jay turn on, like that's already been done. Jay and Roman, like that was done already. We don't need that again.
I'm not sure if that needs the belt to happen.
No, I think Cody just needs to. Yeah, Cody just needs to win, and then if you want to have Drew turn and be, your number one contender to feud with Cody.
I would love Cody. I would love Drew to get the run though.
I'll play devil's advocate. I'm not sure if Cody needs to win. I don't like.
He needs.
Look how good we're talking with the WWE here. It's all built around Roman. We're still in Roman Reigns season.
For how much? I don't know. I just think you're not going to get this mix of like over guy in moment, this red hot weekend kicking off the new era with the sale. Like to me, this screams like give the new face of the company for Cody, and then go from there. I don't know if Roman can't get back in the mix, but I just think it's time. I think. Again, if he doesn't win, you're starting to get to the point of diminishing returns at some point. Like what we're gonna do, Roman and Brock again. I mean, Drew, Roman and Brock again. Like what else are we gonna go to?
We're rocking. We can still rock.
Roman and Rock.
Some time here.
But Roman and Rock is not gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. And then there's all the
Jay Orton's coming back. We can.
Well, and then there's the talk about. The only one I liked is AJ Styles, because you could build AJ Styles up to be a credible opponent again for him. But now you hear that they're creating new belts, like that. Cody's getting a new belt tomorrow night. Yeah. It's gonna be a version of the Winged Eagle, which I think is hilarious that they're like, his father never won the Winged Eagle. His father was never gonna win the Winged Eagle. The Winged Eagle wasn't around when his father was challenging for it. Dusty was never winning the title in '88 or '89. Like it wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah, but he's talking 78. But
Right,
yeah,
which was not the Winged Eagle. It was that awful, terrible Bob Backlund belt.
yeah, but I don't know. It's just like
It's
you
Cody
get. It's
winning.
like
If the Usos
it's like
won last
we're at
night,
the
I
altar.
think we'd be sitting here with more of a question mark and saying, "Oh, all right, well, Usos won. Maybe it's a bloodline thing." I don't see the Usos losing and him winning to end the show. I don't know. I could be way off,
That
but
would add to the J of it. You're not holding up your end of the deal. I still got my fucking shit. Where's your shit, bro? You're not carrying your weight. That would add to the J story of it. I don't know. We're at the altar with it. This is the third time where we said, all right, it could potentially happen. First being Drew in the summer last year, Sammy in February, and now we're here again. So third time is probably the charm. I think they will go Cody.
He's going to be mega over tonight. Cody's going to be. If you just see how last night was and all the reactions, like it feels like they're going for a feel good Mania.
It's just how deep are that tool set that carry us? How deep? Yeah, he's good.
He doesn't have to be. Look at Austin 98. Look at Austin 98. Super moment, cashes, wins. He's barely champion the rest of the year. So he doesn't need to hold it. Not every champion has to hold the belt for 2 years. He can have it for 3 months.
Let's go Cody for a few months, and let's get it on Gunther, and then let's go with that IC title.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, pepper it now.
There's nothing wrong with going back to that. Like that was how it was for forever. I mean, even after Hogan lost it to the Warrior, it was kind of like a hot potato for a while, and then really wasn't.
Usually after a long run, after a long run, then you bounce it for a bit. So I think we could see that.
I think that's fine. I think you get rid of the nonsense with the Universal World Heavyweight super duper champion. You just have one championship. He goes back and forth between the two companies. Everybody's on everything nowadays. I mean, I think eventually you need to have Toot Sweet. You need to have a unified match to unify those women's titles. I mean, like, I love it. It's like Rhea Ripley won the SmackDown Women's title. She's on Raw every week. Like, most of the build for her match with Charlotte was on Raw.
Settled after WrestleMania, they kind of go back to that brand split.
All right, listen, I'm going to put you both on the spot, just like we did yesterday, Ryan. I want you to tell me, after tonight, are we going to sit here and say this is a top 3, top 5, top 10, or disappointing because tonight ruined the momentum?
I'm safe. I feel comfortable enough to say that we can use our hands. So I think we're going top 10. We'll be in the top quarter of WrestleManias. 5, we potentially have the big moment with Cody.
So what are those 5? 17, 19, 30, 3. What else?
WrestleMania 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, as Steve Bennett would say.
That's all there was. Whatever else you think is 5th in that mix.
Yeah.
21, whatever, 24, something in that group.
31, some say.
Yeah, 31, right? Yeah. So whatever. Does it get into that top 5?
Like I said, it has the potential to add the moment. It has the potential to add the all-time match with Gunther. Last night you had 2 all-time matches, in my opinion, with the 2 final matches. You have a swing in the Hell in a Cell, which is the gimmick match that could be totally memorable or totally forgettable. So it has potential to go 5. Has potential to be 3. I don't think it has enough star.
Top 3 puts it above probably like 30.
Yeah, I don't think it has the star. Well, you think WrestleMania 30, you think Daniel Bryan, the big moment. He wins 2 matches, the 2 titles. Is Cody holding up 2 titles a big enough moment to propel it to that tier? I'm not saying I don't feel comfortable enough to say it, but potentially, perhaps. A lot of it has to do with Fallout, too. You had, with WrestleMania 30, you had the big historical Undertaker moment. You could have both of that in the main event with the historical Reigns dropping of the belt and then the moment with Cody winning it. So you have the recipe to do it. You have the match structures and the card layout to do it. You could have fun surprises with LA Knight. You could have Lashley doing something cool. And perhaps, and then you have a loaded night 1. So potentially for sure, but I'll go top 10. I'll go top 10.
Top 10 is easy.
I know.
It's a lazy way up.
All right, you want me? All right, I'll say it's flirting with 5.
All right.
I don't think 3 though. 3's tough.
Oh, 3 is way tough. I mean, just because you have what's the general consensus of the top 3?
17, 19 are the top 2. I would say then 30 or 3, depending if you're the Tool Man or Steve Bennett. Probably 30 or 3.
I mean, honestly, for me, I love 7. 7's like one of my top.
7's up there. Yeah,
7's up there for me. I think that this is probably. I'm very hopeful for tonight. I really am. I think everything is going to overperform. including the Hell in the Cell. I mean, there might be a couple of goofy spots in there, but I think it's going to overperform. And I think that if anything, this is going to leave us with a very positive taste in our mouth. I think it's top 5. If it performs as well as even half as well as last night, it's top 5. And the only reason I say that it might be propelled to top 5 if one of these matches is kind of like a total stinker is because last night was so friggin' good.
Right.
Yeah. Back to what Tim said here. It could be a slamming gate. Open it up for a top 5 or closing it shut for a top 5. Right. That Hell in the Cell. No pun intended, really.
Well, and back to back, because if that's back to back with Asuka and Bianca, pretty much like that's the gauntlet you got to get through. Like those two got to deliver.
Yeah.
I'm more confident in Bianca and Asuka. But...
we're starting off kind of with low expectations with the women's showcase and Almost, really. Like Almost Brock's going to be
kind of like last night.
Yeah.
If Brock almost can match what Cena Theory did, right? What was that? That was like, 2 3/4 somewhere in there. If that matches that, and the women's showcase, it probably won't hit the level that the men's ended up hitting. But if it's like in the 3-ish range, that's fine, and then you go from there. But all right, let's wrap up. We want to give people time to get set up for the show. We got about 25 minutes left, so be sure to subscribe. You can hit the button right below. Watch Night 2. Check out Viewer's Choice. It's on our podcast feeds. Won't be video, just audio. But Marcus and Tim will have an instant reaction podcast up within a couple hours as well. Go ahead, Ryan. Anything else you want to
plug? Check out the feed tomorrow morning where we get into a little Raw after WrestleMania buzz. And then check out as we perhaps go live more often than not coming around, or Clotheslines and Headlines coming to YouTube more often than not also. All right, Keithy, what do you got there?
I mean, you can hear me on GFA Live. You can hear me all over the Pop Video Jukebox Song of the Day on the Place to Be Nation Pop feed. And hopefully I'm sticking my nose in a lot more North-South Connection stuff because I love this stuff. Right. And I love you guys.
Well, it's been great to have you, Keith. And I'll see you in a minute.
Yeah, right. Thanks.
We'll open the door and then you're boom.
I'll say he's right there. So anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, subscribing. Definitely subscribe, share the word. Follow us on any social media as well. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. You can find us there and enjoy the show. We'll talk to you more about it all week.